Hello, dear children. Welcome back to my English class. In today's lesson, we shall be learning about the irregular verbs in the simple past tense in Get Smart Plus 3 students book on page 87. However, this lesson is also very useful and helpful for Year 4, Year 5, and Year 6 pupils, especially when writing your story in Section C of Paper 2. First, let's review a few things about the simple past tense. Number 1, the simple past tense is used when we talk about a completed action, event, or situation before the time now or in the past. Examples: just now, yesterday, the other day, last night, last Sunday, last holidays, or a year ago, etc. Number 2, when we use the simple past tense with all the different subjects, just use one same action word. Examples: I jumped yesterday. You jumped yesterday. We jumped yesterday. They jumped yesterday. He jumped yesterday. She jumped yesterday. It jumped yesterday. Now, let's revise the 3 simple rules to change the verbs to the simple past tense in regular form. First rule: verbs that end with the vowel E just add a D. Example: live. The verb live ends with the vowel E, so you need to add a D. It becomes lift. L-I-V-E-D, lift. Second rule: verbs that end with Y after a consonant, drop Y, then add I-E-D. Example: marry. The verb marry ends with Y after a consonant R, so you need to drop Y, then add I-E-D. It becomes married. M-A-R-R-I-E-D, married. The third rule: other regular verbs that end with a consonant, just add ed. Example: wash. The verb wash ends with a consonant H, so you need to add ed. It becomes washed. W-A-S-H-E-D, washed. However, there are some verbs that end with the last 3 letters, consonant, vowel, consonant. You need to double the last consonant, then add ed. Example: drop. The verb drop ends with the last 3 letters, consonant, vowel, consonant. So you need to double the last consonant P, then add ed. It becomes dropped. D-R-O-P-P-E-D, dropped. Now, before we move further on today's lesson, let's listen to a song and sing together. Please take note on the past tense verbs in the song.
Listen and sing. Did the Irish ants arrive? Did the Irish ants arrive? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Did they dance? Did they fly? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Did they ride? Did they drive? Did they swim across the sea? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, they came to us from Ireland across the Irish Sea. They ate all the biscuits, they didn't eat the peas. They brought us Irish butter, but they didn't bring us cheese. So they came to us from Ireland across the Irish Sea. Oh, they didn't take the bus and they didn't take the train. They walked and they talked and they danced in the rain. They didn't take a taxi, did they run and fly? Yes they did, yes they did, yes they did. Yes they did, yes they did, yes they did.
Now, let's learn about the irregular verbs in the simple past tense. Number 1. The irregular past tense verbs do not end in d, ed, or ied spellings. Number 2. There are no particular rules or shortcuts as in the regular form. Number 3. There are two common patterns in the irregular verbs of the simple past tense. First pattern, irregular verbs that do not change their spellings. Second pattern, irregular verbs that change their spellings. First, let's take a look at the first pattern of the irregular verbs in the simple past tense. Verbs that do not change their spellings. Examples. Number 1. The action word is yes, cut. The past tense of cut remains cut, cut, cut. Number 2. The action word is hurt. The past tense of hurt remains hurt, hurt, hurt. Number 3. The action word is burst. The past tense of burst remains burst, burst, burst. Number 4. The action word is good, put. The past tense of put is still put, put, put. Now, let's read the verbs together. Cut, cut, hurt, hurt, burst, burst, put, put. Now, the second pattern. Verbs that change their spellings in the simple past tense. Examples. Number 1. The action word is go. The past tense of go is yes, went. W-E-N-T, went. Go becomes went. Number 2. The action word is good, catch. The past tense of catch is caught. C-A-U-G-H-T, caught. Catch becomes caught. Number 3. The action word is yes, take. The past tense of take is took. T-O-O-K, took. Take becomes took. Number 4. The action word is good, see. The past tense of see is saw. S-A-W, saw. See becomes saw. Now, let's read the verbs together. Go, went. Catch, caught. Take, took. See, saw. Let's try this exercise together. Change the verbs in the brackets to the simple past tense. First text. Yesterday, Greg go. The past tense of go is good, went. W-E-N-T, went. Go becomes went. Yesterday, Greg went to the bookstore. He buy. Can you guess the past tense of buy? It's bought. B-O-U-G-H-T, bought. Buy becomes bought. He bought a storybook. It cost. What is the past tense of cost? No, you can't add ed. The past tense is cost. C-O-S-T, cost. There's no changes in the spelling. Cost remains cost. It cost 5 ringgit. At night, he read. The past tense of read is read. R-E-A-D, read. The spelling remains the same, but in the past tense, you need to pronounce it as read. Read becomes read. At night, he read the book. Second text. One morning, Mama Bear met. The past tense of met is met. M-A-D-E. Met. Met becomes met. Mama Bear met some porridge. Goldilocks come. What is the past tense of come? Yes, came. C-A-M-E. Came. Come becomes came. Goldilocks came and eat. Can you guess the past tense of eat? It's ate. A-T-E. Ate. It becomes ate and ate all the porridge in Baby Bear's bowl. Then she sit. Can you guess the past tense? It's sat. S-A-T. Sat. Sit becomes sat. She sat on Baby Bear's chair and ate bread. What is the past tense of bread? It's broke. B-R-O-K-E. Broke. Bread becomes broke. And it broke. Now, let's read the verbs together. Go, went. Buy, bought. Cost, cost. Read, read. Make, made. Come, came. Eat, ate. Sit, sat. Break, broke. Now, try to do this exercise yourself. Change the verbs to the simple past tense irregular form. You may pause the video and copy down the exercise. If you aren't sure about the answer, just leave it blank first. You can check your answers at the end of this video. Good luck! Now, let's check the answers together. If you got the answer wrong, please write down the correct answer. Are you ready? Is becomes was. Are becomes were. Do becomes did. Have becomes had. Hit remains hit. Shut remains shut. Let remains let. Bet remains bet. Split remains split. Run becomes ran. Next one. Say becomes said. Tell becomes told. Hide becomes hid. Win becomes won. Steal becomes stole. Fly becomes flew. Fall becomes fell. Draw becomes drew. Keep becomes kept. Feel becomes felt. Next one. Stand becomes stood. Bring becomes brought. Know becomes knew. Drive becomes drove. Throw becomes threw. Wake becomes woke. Hear becomes heard. Send becomes sent. Teach becomes taught. Fight becomes fought. Now, count and see how many correct answers you get. Well done. Well, that's all for today's lesson. If you have any questions about the simple past tense, just leave them in the comment box below. Stay safe, stay at home. See you all again in our next lesson. Bye.